Hey guys, Greg here from O'Neill's Fish. We're doing a video on different sump systems and setups. So I'm going to be going to different people's places, showing you how everyone does things differently. Today we're at Alan Yarrell's place, and we are going to be showing you a bit about what he does here and how he does all his systems, as he has a different way of doing it to what I do and what other people do. So these are just ideas that you can get to do your own sort of sump. Okay, Alan, so you've got your sump system going, and it's looking pretty good. We'll show quite a bit of it, and actually show all we can, and we'll do an update at a later date as well. So tell us, what do you specialise in, and how did you start this out?
I was specialising in guppies, platies, swords at present, and then eventually it'll be angels and discus.
Yeah. And with your sump system, how did you put this all together? Because it's all been done hard work and all done by yourself, and even the shelving included.
Yeah, I had to have a think about it, and I got some cheap plastic floors, and I've got a set here that's just put some holes in the bottom so that it goes through from top to bottom, through the different materials. So bio on the top, then charcoal, then a sponge filter, and then on the bottom I have the
biometers.
Yeah.
So it's basically a cheap and efficient way, and a very efficient way of making a canister filter for a large multi-tank sump system.
Yeah, a lot of hard work drilling the holes.
Yeah, yeah, because you have to get them just right. Like the first layers are on the bottom, aren't they? Of each drawer, and then the last one is
the last one. I haven't got round to this one yet. This is for this unit here. The holes go in around the outside.
Yeah. And we also cut the top out around here, don't we?
100 mil pipe through it, through the top into the. You see this one.
And this is the working system here.
Yeah. That's all 100 mil PVC.
So this is a return pipe into the filter.
Yeah, that's the drain, and this one up here, 50 mil, is the supply line. The water feeds in through that from the pump, through the UV filter, and then through the taps into the regulated into the tank.
Yeah. And you have quite a large pond pump, don't you, that runs through the...
Yes, I've actually got one for this unit here. It's sitting on the box down here. It's a pond one, I think it's called. Yeah, that's the pump I use. And as you can see, these ones in the back there have a vertical drain, where all these smaller tanks have got the drawers drain. And these ones can run a lot harder, but I find the flow in these excellent. I was a bit worried that the tank's being so big that I might have to put an agitator in there, but the flow is working really well, and I'm up to the stage now I'll put the substrate in next and then plant it. By that time they'll have been running for about a week, and then I'll be able to introduce the fish. So
this part is all the new section, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
And we have another two groups of this to go too, don't we? And it's slightly bigger than block flow, isn't it?
Yeah. This particular tank, it's an L-shaped tank, is going to basically be for plants. Because with having such a large system, I need to be able to produce my own plants.
Okay.
So
your return pipe is a 100 mil.
Yep.
What is your feeder pipe?
This is a 50 mil.
Okay. So it's a 50 mil.
Yep.
And the drop-offs are just around about 12 mil, isn't it? Okay. And I notice your pond pump has also got a UV filter on it.
Yes.
And that's just for getting rid of unwanted brown algae and other algae.
Yeah, and also This one's capable of doing other unwanted materials in the water as well.
Like bad bacteria
Yeah, and
things like that.
heavy metals and stuff like that. Now that one there has actually got a 1200 litre an hour flow.
Okay.
It's a bit overkill for what I'm using it for, but I'd sooner have it capable of doing the job than to sort of find out that it's not going to do the job and have to replace it later on.
And there's no such thing as an over-filtering, is there?
No.
You can't get too much filtering. The cleaner your water, the better it is.
Yeah.
And
Well, you can see how well it's working. I only put the substrate in these. It's second-hand substrate. As you can see in the bucket there, it's as dirty as. And all I did was spoon it in, or use that little container in there. There was dirt everywhere. See, you've got snails coming out of it still. And it's cleared up within, what, about 3/4 of an hour ago.
wow, that's from just that time.
Yeah.
After all the silt's been in there and everything.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good. It's good filtering to clear it that fast. So, and that's the kind of thing you want in your substrate is in your filter, so that it cleans it that fast. That means that you've got good filtration and nothing's going to linger in there that shouldn't be lingering.
That's right.
And therefore not able to build up bad stuff or
with
poison for ammonia.
these tanks here, I had a little bit of a problem with the outlet. I had to actually suspend them on cable ties to get the flow, otherwise they were filling up and overflowing. It's worked on a sort of a siphon. Once the hoses fill up to a certain point, then it actually sucks.
And these have all been glass drilled in here too, haven't they?
Yes.
And put on. So tanks don't come like that.
No.
It's all been done
The only tanks I had pre-drilled is on the next stand that we're going to. And they were all pre-drilled when I got them. Yeah. And the next lot will be as well. You've got, I've got here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11. There's 12 tanks in this system here. There's 24 tanks on this next one. Yeah, these tanks were commercially made. There's 24 tanks in the unit, all running on the same pump, same sort of filter system. But these ones are where I keep my fish that I'm going to be line breeding. So I can sort out the colours I want and the quality I want. So I'm going for quality, not quantity. If you like to move down and have a look at there's some striped angels there, there's gold ones here, natural coloured swords which are hard to get at the moment, and I've got a good lot there ready. Next one down here we have platies. It started off as 4 parents and now I've got a tank full. Yeah. What I'll do is I'm using this light here, which is a Grolux and a sun lamp, and it's portable. And you can see the fry in that one. And they're all from the parents that are in there. In about two weeks I'll be taking them out and moving them over to the new unit to watch them grow, pick out good breeders from them, and then move the others on. It's the same with this lot here. These ones are rather special from a shop or an importer. I'm looking at the colour and as you can see there, the quality of the fish in finnage and body shape.
Yes.
And so down here I've actually had to put guppies and platies together, 4 different colours in the one fish. and they don't merge, they're all in separate areas of the fish. Starts off grey, then blue on the top, yellow on the bottom, and a red tail. Yeah.
Almost like the coral.
Well, I think there's two females and one male, and I'll be putting them into their own tank once I get the next unit up and running.
Yeah. So plants is quite important for your tanks as well, isn't it, Alan?
Yes.
Because the UV steriliser will kill a good bio.
Yes.
So the need for the plants keeps a good bio in your individual tanks, and it builds up. So
that's why I can't really bother with plastic or live plants, because they help the health of the tank.
Yes, they do. They dispose of nitrates, and
yes.
And of course the fish excrement turns into fertiliser for your plants, so you get a good cycle going, and the plant gives up good stuff.
And then you end up with very healthy fish.
Yeah, very healthy fish.
So I'll take you around the other side, and because this is all guppies and platies and angels here, on the other side I've got swords, guppies and discus. In this tank here are all swords. Some of them have got lyre tails, but I got them mainly because there's some bronze. They start off red, go into green, and so I'm breeding them, hoping to get decent finnage on some unusual coloured swords. In this one here, these are all the guppies, swords and platy fry that I've bred so far, getting to a certain stage where I'm starting to take some out and move them on, take some more out and keep them in special tanks for breeding purposes. These just two female swords on this one, waiting for a male of the right finnage, the right colour to go with them. Now moving up to the next level is where my pretty boys are. These are a pair, a discus, rather large ones at this stage, because they seem to like the environment they're in. They grew fairly quickly. The blue turquoise is the male, and this one in the front is the female. In here, there's they've all gone to the back, they're camera shy. You see, in fact, he's gone behind the slate in the back there. But we've got two road maps, orange and white road maps, and then we've got a melon and a, I don't know what that other one is. I think that is just a cross between the two. Then down here we have some blue, turquoise, a yellow, and then two baby turquoise and grey. They're only babies. They're still colouring up. They get quite friendly after a while, and in fact one of them's coming up to the camera now to be nosy.
And all these tanks and ones that were pre-drilled, isn't it, Alan?
Pardon?
These were the pre-drilled tanks, weren't they?
Yes.
Sometimes you can get lucky in getting pre-drilled tanks, and those are the ones you want to get to.
Actually, no, well, I actually had these ones ordered. I had them made specially.
Yeah.
I had the dimensions and everything.
Yeah.
And if you come down to the end here, I have some black swords, also with fancy finish, and you can see that they've actually produced already. They've only been in here about a month. Some of them take a little longer to get used to the tanks, but
yeah, because you don't use any things like hormones. And
no, I
don't. Grow, which is a good thing.
No, it's all natural.
Commercials still grow them in hormones. You have to be careful of the fish you buy.
Yeah.
Because of hormones, and it causes cancers that they do this.
Yes.
So it's always good to find a natural breeder.
Yeah. Now on the top row here, But also, these ones are all got that iridescent blue in them. The light's not quite at the right angle. Over here we have some real special cobra, and they've got their own fry in there with them. I haven't separated them yet. And then down here we have a black lace male. I don't know what the female is, but I only just put her in there the other day. But they seem to have taken quite nicely to each other.
Yeah, it's important to find the right pair, isn't it, Alan?
Yes.
Because if they don't take to each other, they can get quite nasty.
They can, yes. I had them side by side first, before I built that other unit along the wall
So
there.
they're facing each other,
So they could see each other, and they sort of hung around together, so I thought, well, try them together.
Which is a great way to introduce them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's that system, or tanks. I'll just tell you a little bit about the supply and drain on this system. Yeah, this is the drain, and because of the small circuit, I've actually had to put in a relief valve.
That's the relief valve there, isn't it?
Yeah, and what that does is, if I have a problem with the tank getting too full and not tapping with the thing, I just turn that tap on and it starts to take the excess water.
That's when you have an over pump that's going to just pump it out too hard. So
I'm rather fortunate, this pump is just the right size. It's the same as the one we looked at before.
Yeah.
And so these ones here are the supply, and these are the drain. That's 75mm drain on this one.
Okay.
Into a 100mm T-joint, and the 100mm goes into the filter, the same as the one we looked at earlier.
And the filter's just down on the bottom, isn't it?
Just in there.
And that's one of those that we're showing that's working.
Yep.
You can see it more clearly there. We've got your bio noodles on the bottom, the
Sponge, and then the carbon. I'm not sure. I've done it different on that one. Because on the one over there I've got the carbon and then the sponge, but this one it's the sponge and then the carbon. It seems to be working well, but I want to see if that one will work better that way around.
Yeah, everyone has different ways to do it, and then every way can work, and this one obviously works really well for you.
It does really well. I'm rather pleased with it. Now, this lump of steel here is going to be my next 24 tanks.
Wow. So you're going to have another one similar to the one we've just seen?
Yes, and I'll end up with 3 of them all told. But this is how it started out. And all I did was I put steel plates in from there to there with a lug and screwed it to stop it spreading with the weight. And then put the decking on, and then the tanks, and then I did all the plumbing once everything was in place.
Right, one last thing is that in this case these are tropical setups, and we're in a temperate country, so it's not a tropical country. So we need to heat these tanks, and the way we've done this, the way Alan's done this, is
this unit here is, I've got 4 heaters in the sump. We've got 3 300 watt and 1 200 watt. And the 200 watt is cranked up to the operating temperature, and the 300 watt ones kick in once the temperature drops to a certain level.
yeah.
And I've got they're set at 30 degrees. By the time it's circulated and gets to the tank, these tanks are only on 28 degrees.
So this does the whole system out of the 4 heaters.
Yes.
And that actually would save you a lot of power
does.
for individual heating of tanks.
That new set down there is only running on 4 200 watt heaters.
Right.
And that is running at 29 degrees at the moment. I'm going to have to turn the temperature down once I start introducing the fish.
Yeah. And because of the heaters, would be the reason for evaporation, because the air is colder than the water, so the heat rises, pulling out a lot of water.
Yeah. And eventually it's all going to be spreadsheet logged, the whole operation as I start the breeding program, which probably in about a month's time is going to be spreadsheet logged, so I can keep a track of what I'm doing and a track of what fish I have and what fish I'm losing on. I actually use that as a unit. It's all completely pull apart and put them in the tanks before I actually put them on the shelf. And then I've added the hose, because it's self-clamping. Once you put the hose on there, you wind that out and that clamps the hose. So I used those, a little bit expensive, but it's going to have to last a long time, so I thought I'd do it once and do it right. And it works rather well. That size there, the 12mm is all it can take, is ideal for a 24 tank stand for those pumps.
But you can get larger ones if you so wanted to.
Yes, you can
sort of change it around to the size you want.
Yeah.
So you can sort of play around. And
now, to take this unit, you've got to have a 15mm hole in the glass.
Yep.
If you want to go bigger, you have to have a bigger hole in the glass.
Yeah, such as 20mm seems to be a common one as well. Not many people go further than the 20mm, but it's usually about 15 to 20, and that way you've got yourself the right flow. You don't want too much flow coming out of your tank, so...
No, because the flow's continuous, you've always got clean water.
Yes.
The only problem I'm having at the moment, and I'm going to alleviate that once I've finished this new stand, is keeping the sumps full in the hot weather.
Yeah, you get a lot of evaporation, so it's always important to check out your...
You've got to check them every day.
Sump. Otherwise, if you run too low on water, your sump stops working.
Yeah. And
you can strain and stress out not just your pump, but in Alan's case, he has a UV steriliser and it has to have water going.
Yes, you cannot have air in them. Now, these tanks here, once this stand's finished, those tanks will be redundant. And in fact, I think I've actually got a home for that little one. So that's my system, and so far it's working rather well.
Well, thank you very much, Alan. It's been most interesting coming around and having a look. And
you're quite welcome.
And yeah, we look forward to seeing future stuff from you.
Oh yes, there'll be plenty of those.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.